unloads, and the shot falls short this time. Raptors trail by 3. Here's DeRozan. Off with the layup.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Muhammad dishes to DJ. 35 seconds left to play in the first quarter. 6 to shoot. Henson the pass to DJ. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down. DJ's got his first bucket in this one.
I'll tell you, it's just too hard to handle inside. Even with someone draped all over him, DJ finds a way to score.
We've got 13 seconds left in the first quarter. Van Vliet kicks to right. Left side, DeRozan. Shoots over Muhammad. DeRozan's shot is good. DeRozan's got his second bucket of the game to go. And that concludes a back-and-forth, high-scoring first quarter of play. Bucks lead by 3. And off we go. And so it's the Milwaukee Bucks heading to the bench with a... Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter. Now the second half about to start up and begin any moment. A fantastic game from DeMar. Here's Antetokounmpo. And so it's Toronto winning this one. Some good moments throughout this one, but they had the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, I love the way...
That's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Olner, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey, Ernie Johnson here, and I'm joined by Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Tonight, we'll be watching the Milwaukee Bucks playing against the New Orleans Pelicans. And for New Orleans, well into the mid-season now, and they're third from the bottom of the Western Conference. That would indicate there haven't been many strides made by a team that finished in just about that same spot.
Hello and thanks for joining us, 2K Sports fans, for another exciting trip. With the All-Star Week firmly behind us now, we dip into the second half of the season, or the last third of the season. Brent, what do the real contenders do now to start to separate themselves? And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, a while ago, Alvin Gentry and I were able to chat. He said the big thing is we cannot play hero ball. We've got to be unselfish and trust our offense. We'll see if they can turn the tables around and even up this season series, Kevin. Back to you.
Thanks for the report, David. Guys, just how difficult is it to face a team with this kind of defense?
Kevin, it is tough. They've got some guys who can totally wreck your game plan with their activity on D.
I also wonder if this is going to give them a spark of their own on defense. You face a team with this kind of pressure, and it can get you fired up to prove that you're every bit as tough as your opponent.
And no good, trying to use the glass.
And the D does just enough to throw off his rhythm on that shot.
Here's Mirotic. No good that time. So Milwaukee will take it the other way. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to the Raptors.
And unfortunately for them, they just ran into a hot shooting team and really had no answers.
This is what happens when you take nothing away defensively. Just too inactive in this game on that end of the floor.
Rondo kicks to Cousins. Pass to Hill. Back to Cousins. 1:37 left to play here in the first. The layup off target.
In a moment here, let's check out the numbers for Mirotic. He showed up every night and some noteworthy performances over the last month. He's putting up 13 points a game, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists. And he's really been pulling his weight. He's had a hand in some big plays here recently.
I think you look across the board right now, and he's just doing a much better job. The numbers bear that out.
Free throw good, DJ.
Now, DJ has a lot of admirers all over the NBA for just how hard he brings it every single night that he takes the court.
Emeka Okafor is checked in for DeMarcus Cousins. Both shots good from the stripe. And the Pelicans' 2017 first-round pick went to the Kings as part of the DeMarcus Cousins trade. Brent, how does this team find help along the perimeter?
A lot of this comes down to the Pelicans and scouting not only the NBA and the college ranks, but maybe the international ranks to try to find some guys to come in and be not only 3 and D players, but also good cohesive players to play alongside what DeMarcus Cousins can do and what Anthony Davis provides.
Pick by Okafor. Shot off the screen. Goes back up. Rebound, Milwaukee.
I know it's physically impossible, but he's got to be kicking himself. He knows he's got to make them.
Henson. It's good on the putback.
Well, this is where Henson gets plenty of his points trolling the offensive glass.
Pelicans leading by 7. Hill dishes to Jackson. And the foul called on DJ. That's his first foul. Tony Snell's checked in. The Bucks have gone 4 of 10 in the second quarter from the field. The young Bucks, Antetokounmpo and Parker at 3 and 4. EJ out there with Malcolm Brogdon, and it's Zeller in at the 5, down low. That's the group for Milwaukee right now. Brogdon against Holiday. Miller with a screen on Antetokounmpo, and here's more outside. Zeller grabs the board. Bucks trail by 4. And stolen by Cousins. Moore outside. And again, no good by New Orleans. The Bucks shooting 43% from the field. Antetokounmpo with the ball. And it's Miller picking him up. No basket with that shot. Having trouble finding his range. He's 1 for 5.
He sunk that 3 in the first, but yet to make another one.
No good on the triple. Milwaukee's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Antetokounmpo passes to DJ. And a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in.
The 2 areas where Giannis is improving is his poise and his awareness. That time he finds the open man.
Here's the screen. From deep, Moore. That shot off the mark. And Milwaukee will come the other way. Parker kicks to DJ. No good. That would have tied it.
Yeah, and something we always talk about, though, shot selection.
Well, being aggressive is one thing, but aggression with control is another, and you need both elements working together.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
It's stolen by Davis. And here we go with Miller running up the court. No good from Moore.
You know, not sure if it's him or the defense, but just something's off tonight.
Well, something in this frame for sure, but when you're out of rhythm, sometimes it's better to play the role of being the facilitator.
The Pelicans with a star player in Anthony Davis. They want to win to keep him happy. Brent, no repeats of the Chris Paul situation from 2011.
Well, their trade for DeMarcus Cousins last year was incredibly interesting. A bold maneuver because of what the league is doing, shifting to a lot of guards, speed, three-point shooting to grab two bigs like this, two incredible talents. Are they going to find a way to get this thing put together behind their coaching staff? He wants to win, and he wants to do it in New Orleans.
Nice work to get it inside and drawing contact.
New Orleans shooting their... And we're through the first half of basketball here, and what's been... Thanks, David, and we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter under... Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half. Big group substitution here for Milwaukee. Zeller, he's checked in for Cody Zeller. Tony Snell comes in for Jabari Parker. DJ is checked in for Chris Middleton. And it's Jennings in for Malcolm Brogdon. The Pelicans also changing it up. Emeka Okafor, he's checked in for Davis. And Mirotic subbed in for Darius Miller. So for New Orleans right now, Holiday and Moore, the guards. Mirotic out there with Okafor. And it's Cousins in at the center position. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. And a miss there on the triple.
It'd take a miracle at this point.
Right, with this deficit and this late in the game, their time has already passed.
Elbow. 2.
Shooting for Milwaukee, DJ. 2 shots.
He hits the first one, and that trims the lead to 6. And a tough break as his second attempt at the line, no good. And so they foul intentionally.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
He drops the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead. So we see the Pelicans taking the W here. This was a very strong showing for... once again. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for watching the NBA, presented by...
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to 2K Sports. I'm here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. And coming right up, we'll see the Milwaukee Bucks playing against the Washington Wizards. Well, for Washington, they're in a little bit of a skid now. There's no other way to put it. Whatever momentum they may have had early in the season has gone away here as we've reached the midway point. Coming off a wild ride, Kenny, you've been involved in All-Star Weekend on a number of fronts. What did this break in the action mean to the players?
It's a good rest time, but you know what, Ernie, for me, at 1 year it wasn't. Because I'm going to tell you, give me a stat. Let me see if you guys know. Shaq, only guy in All-Star history to participate in the dunk contest and the three-point contest on the same night.
It got to be you.
Kenny Smith.
You're looking at him, brother. That's right.
That's
on
awesome.
the same
That's
night,
awesome.
man.
That was the
You
easiest
talk about
answer we've
wearing
ever had.
yourself
Yeah,
out,
that's
boy,
awesome.
I was wearing it out. Now, if I'd have won both, that would have been different.
You know, for the players that are not there, this is time for them to get some rest. And for those who didn't attend, maybe you get some FOMO.
Some FOMO.
I have no idea what it means.
Frequent, often, massage, and Oreos.
Anybody in our studio audience know what FOMO is?
I have no idea.
Let's meet the starting lineup for the visiting Washington Wizards. At shooting, Jordan Lewis. At power forward, Mike Scott. At the other forward position, Oubre. At center, Martin Gortat. At the other guard position.
And now, give it up for your Milwaukee Bucks. The crowd is assembled at BMO Harris Bradley Center looking for a Bucks victory here in Milwaukee. And we've got it right here for you on 2K Sports alongside Chris Webber and Greg Anthony. Because sometimes when a player is feeling it, in that rhythm, in that groove, there's nothing you can do to slow him down. Is there a player in the league right now who you feel is the deadliest when things are really falling right for him?
I mean, James Harden. How about this guy? Now that he's getting other guys involved, he's so much harder to guard because you don't know if he's going to pass it, ending up in a successful assist, or if he's just going to knock it down in your face. And his range is just so incredible. You do not want to let that man get hot. Also, of course, we know Curry. You better not let him get hot because he'll do some incredible things. And then his teammate, his boy, his partner, Klay Thompson. I mean, just the way that these guys shoot is just so fun to watch. So, I mean, these guys, when you talk about deadly from anywhere, anytime, you got to guard these guys like they used to say when they get in the parking lot. Not when they get in the arena. You better start guarding in the parking lot because they can score at any time.
Really, the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
And Washington making a change here. Frazier's checked in. Ty Lawson hits them both.
And there was a time when you weren't sure if Ty Lawson was still going to have a place in the NBA. After he was cut from the Rockets, he played minimal action with the Pacers. His future really was unclear. He rehabbed his game in Sacramento and is a nice point guard option once again.
Just 5 to shoot. Here's Muhammad. Milwaukee, no good that time either.
And Kevin, they need to be consistent with their effort on the boards. You look at the box score, and they're at a definite disadvantage.
50 seconds left in the first. Morris with the bucket. And Lawson was a player who was on the verge of falling out of the league, Chris. Strange to see his decline happen so fast since he left Denver.
Well, that's just how it is sometimes in the NBA. I mean, these are the best basketball players in the world. It'll be hard for Lawson to regain his efficient scoring numbers that he had early in his career, but he can still provide a spark and burst for a team with this play.
Back to Morris. We've got 22 seconds left to play in the first quarter. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead. And that one is good from DJ. DJ's got his first points in this one.
Oh, DJ's such a reliable defender, using his quick hands to rip the ball away. Can't afford to let him come away with steal.
Three-pointer, Lawson. No good that time. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. The Bucks on top. They lead by 2. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter. Right. And the second quarter. Platoon swap here for Milwaukee. Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played, the young Bucks, Antetokounmpo and Parker at 3 and 4. DJ out there with Malcolm Brogdon, and it's Zeller in at the 5, roaming the paint. That's the group for Milwaukee right now.
You know, for a while now, the Wizards have felt that they are just one key piece away from being a major player in the East. And they've yet to find that player in free agency, but to their credit, they've tried a number of times.
And with the Wizards and free agency, they missed out on Durant and Horford, to name a few.
And really, the last major signing they had was Agent Zero, Gilbert Arenas. Unfortunately, the Wizards have had some bloated contracts on their books.
Brogdon kicks to DJ. It's Antetokounmpo on the wing. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Antetokounmpo's got 8.
This score will be very different without his offense. He's been terrific.
There's the pick. There's a screen by Gortat. Wall dishes to Oubre. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
Yeah, Kelly Oubre, the first rounder out of Kansas. I mean, he's a player that still has some development to do. Looks great in open court. Needs to be more consistent.
And the first half comes to a close. All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter. Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard for the Wizards. Markieff Morris is checked in for Scott. Satoransky comes in for Kelly Oubre, and it's Lawson in for Jody Meeks.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for Milwaukee.
They never settled for mediocre shots.
And Kevin, they had great penetration this time out.
And so it'll boost this year's win total for them to 29.
And with this win, they bring the season series to an end, guys, with a split, 2 games apiece.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do much to keep him from dropping it in.
So on the floor for Washington, Lawson out there with Jody Meeks. Then there's Oubre. Then it's Gortat, and it's Mahinmi in at the 5 down low. Now the Bucks moving it up. Here's Snell. Hammers it down off the coast-to-coast break.
Is it getting dark in here? Because if not, it's time to turn the lights out.
Oh, yeah. Well, this one is over. OVA. There's no question about that.
Here's Mahinmi. And the officials call a traveling violation.
And they're just playing fast and loose. Sometimes that'll burn you.
Like right here, you have to value.
So no problem for Milwaukee as they get the win. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Olson, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for being with us. See you later.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to 2K Sports. I'm here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. And our coverage tonight will be coming to you from Detroit, where the Pistons will be going up against the Milwaukee Bucks. Well, for the Bucks, this is their 3rd meeting of the season with this team. They've won every game thus far and can seal their edge with a win here. You talk about explosive players.
We are live from the home. Well, the nicks and dings are starting to add up for some of these teams as we have passed the All-Star break. Steve, just how important is that All-Star break for players to heal back up? And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. Brogdon against Jackson. Here's the screen. And Lure kicks to Bullock. Jackson against Brogdon. And Jackson gets it to go.
Breakdown by the defense there. Jackson, a solid mid-range shooter. You like to push him out further.
The three. Bullock with the rebound.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Feeds to Lure. Moreland passes to Jackson. Over to the left wing. Here's Bullock. Muhammad covering. Bullock dishes to Moreland. And the layup's good off the glass.
And really, the defense didn't do a lot to fight around that screen on that possession.
Bucks trail by 9. Kicks to DJ. It's stolen. From 12 feet out. That one a little long.
Looking a little tentative on a very makeable shot. And this one was uncontested.
And on the defensive side, just a failure to match up.
Well, the one thing you want to take away is anything at the rim. Just too easy.
Jackson with it. Now guarded by DJ. 1:05 left here in the first quarter. Moreland kicks to Bullock. Clock at 6. Shoots over Muhammad. Bullock, good. Bullock's got his first basket.
Working over that in-between area. Defenses now have a hard time shutting that down.
The dish to DJ. And count it. He'll head to the line with a chance to make it 3.
He did it with great body control. DJ absorbs the contact, completes the play, now goes to the line for a potential and one.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
And of course, we'd all like to see his percentage at the line improve, but he just does not have the touch right now. He's in the 60s.
Detroit making a switch here. Bikes is checked in, and Milwaukee also making a switch. Tony Snell's checked in for Shabazz Muhammad. Free throw good, DJ. And the Bad Boy Pistons, perhaps the greatest group this franchise has put together, and also one of the most memorable in the history of the NBA. Smitty, you played against some of those guys. What was that like?
Well, first of all, Kevin, I got a chance to grow up in Detroit, watching these guys, being around them, being able to practice. I mean, they were a total tight group. They had some great characters in Lambeer and Rodman and Sally and Dumars and Isaiah and the microwave, but they played extremely hard, and obviously the style of play was defense, rebound, and put you on your butt.
And Ennis slams it in.
That's the leadership they're looking for from Jackson. Staying patient, surveying the court, locates the open man.
Brogdon the pass to Zeller. And Henson kicks to Snell. Now the feed to DJ. No good on the 3. Bikes. No good that time. And so is Detroit with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end. And now the second quarter. And so is Detroit heading to the bench with... And so it's the Bucks taking care of business in this one. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was...
It really was. You know, it's never going to be easy on the road, but they didn't have too many problems with that tonight.
And that about wraps it up for Steve Smith, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge. This is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Have a...
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to 2K Sports. I'm here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Moments away, it'll be the Indiana Pacers going up against the Milwaukee Bucks. Well, for the Bucks, it's an interesting matchup for them, facing another middle-of-the-pack team. They have to feel that playing on their home court, this is a game they should win. And some of the
It's an Eastern Conference battle at the BMO Harris Bradley Center in Milwaukee as the Bucks look to work the home court advantage. Thanks for tuning in, everyone, to this broadcast of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. From the sideline, our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. So, Clark, your whole career, you were a fantastic rebounder. Really, at all levels you played it. With that in mind, who do you think are some of the best rebounders right now in the NBA?
Well, for me, it's all about the consistency of getting rebounds at both ends of the floor, and I tend to lean towards those guys that get a bunch of offensive rebounds. So in that regard, Kevin Love, Hassan Whiteside, Andre Drummond, those guys are tenacious and highly productive on the offense.